This place is great, really comfortable.
Well, ain't this nice? Got some new digs, thanks to Rockstar. New game engine called Rage. Ah, funny. Keeping the old gameplay mechanics, like bullet time and balls to the wall shootouts. But it'd need Rage engine goodies, like cover fire and Euphoria. Max Payne 3 is a bona fide classic. But those assholes at VRified Games won't quit. They just had to it first person in VR. To do this shit yourself, go to the link in the description. Download it, extract it to your game folder. Run the game, press F2, use your numpad to navigate the menu. Make sure your settings look like this. Yeah, I got that. Press F2 too close. For VR you need Vorpx. Open that shit up. Go to Cloud Profiles. Search for the U1G0 username, Max Payne 3 first person. That's it. Get ready to be depressed, as my drunken midlife crisis, full of regrets ass, in first person VR. Enjoy, you crazy masochist. So I guess I'd become what they wanted me to be. A killer. Some rent-a-clown with a gun who puts holes in other bad guys. Well, that's what they had paid for, so in the end, that's what they got. Say what you want about Americans, but we understand capitalism. You buy yourself a product and you get what you pay for. And these chumps had paid for some angry gringo without the sensibilities to know right from wrong. Here I was, about to execute this poor bastard like some dime store angel of death. And I realized they were correct. I wouldn't know right from wrong if one of them was helping the poor and the other was banging my sister. I'd arrived in Sao Paulo a few weeks before. I was working a protection detail for the kind of people who need protection in a town like this. And what kind of town was this? One where I didn't speak the language and they didn't water down their drinks. So for now, we seemed to get along just fine. Of course, that was about to change.
Hey, brother.
Hey.
How's the cocktail?
Scotch. I never mix my drinks.
Well, at least not on duty.
Something like that.
Man, that favela is big.
Yep. Nothing like the view of extreme poverty to make a penthouse cocktail party really swing.
I guess they call it trickle-down economics.
That's funny.
It's supposed to be a charity thing. Drink and give money. I don't know, something for the kids. Hey, listen, man. We better look lively. This place is a nightmare. They just got cowboys running security downstairs. Something rotten in the air.
That didn't mean much. There was always something rotten in the air. The family we were protecting were local celebrities, rich parasites with delusions of humanity. The kind of people who end up in glossy magazines or body bags, depending on how their luck runs. So where are they all? I see Rodrigo over there talking to that guy.
Yeah, I don't know him. That guy next to him. He's some kind of cop. I think, I'm not sure. Serious, though. Big-end cop, anti-gang sort of thing. I can't remember his name.
So who's this guy?
That guy's a plastic surgeon or some kind of surgeon. Tummy tucks and cock implants. Look at Marcel. Still dances like a fool.
Guess that's what a European education and a coke habit will do for Ricky Martin look-alike.
That's very funny, Max. Oh, excuse me.
I was mostly working for Rodrigo Branco, a local businessman. Built things, did some charity, had things named after him, won awards, owned things, people. One of the trophies he had won was his wife, Fabiana. She was hot and wanted to be dangerous. Some good genes trying to fight their way out of a cesspit. She'd married well and was now at leisure to regret her good fortune. They got along as well as any rich workaholic and his younger airhead wife tend to get along. They mostly ignored each other. She spent a lot of time with his cokehead younger brother, Marcello. He was a good-time guy if your idea of a good time was an expensive suit, a bottle of champagne, and nothing between the ears. The middle brother, Victor, had just walked in. He was a local politician. Guy was smoother than an oil slick on an iceberg and about as toxic. The rest of the crowd, I didn't know, but I could imagine the types. People who know if they drink enough, they won't have to feel guilty about their good fortune. Suddenly, things turned real ugly. Felt like our hangovers arrived right on cue.
What was that? I don't know what the fuck that was. Let's go.
Things had gone from fine to fucked up in about a second, and now there were two idiots at the wheel.
Clear. Got this floor?
Sure.
All right, look after yourself, bro. Stay safe.
It wasn't my own safety I was concerned about, trophy wife or not. I'd said I would protect the girl.
What's up, Lil? Yeah. Yeah, living there talking head. Coming to you live with Daigo with VRified Games. How we doing, Daigo?
Hey Ed, how's it going?
Shit, man, it's going left, it's going right. I'm all in a tizzy. UEVR is just about to launch any day now. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's down. Am I black? Am I white? I don't know no more. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Shit. So, what are we doing today, my man?
Well, Ed, today it's all about the Rage Engine.
Rage Engine? What's that, Tom Clancy novel? One of them hair metal groups you all listening to?
No, man. The Rage engine by Take-Two and Rockstar. You know, the same engine used to develop 3 of the biggest titles in the 2010s.
That was the boss lady. Only this time she wasn't calling for more vodka in her Cosmo.
That being Grand Theft Auto 4, Max Payne 3, and Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's not exactly UEVR, but okay, let's go.
Yeah, well the thing with Rage Engine is, it has these telltale calling cards. Like, if a game is developed on this engine, you can see that it is. Like, if you look at those 3 aforementioned games side by side, yeah, you could see they share the same parents, they're related.
As long as the parents aren't related.
Yeah. So around the time the Rage Engine was developed, and work began on these 3 games around about the same time.
She was out on one of the balconies, and I hoped, not about to be thrown off it.
There's a kind of a chicken and egg situation here in terms of gameplay mechanics and who influenced what and what influenced who, and a lot of cross-pollinization between the 3 games happened.
Don't be stupid! Don't be stupid! Let her go! Let her go! Come on!
It might have been stupidity or drunkenness, or maybe both. But before I knew it, I was back taking insane risks, trying to save fallen women.
So for instance, Max Payne 3 and Red Dead Redemption are sequels to games that were developed on vastly different engines by different development teams, nothing to do with Rockstar or Take-Two. They simply got the license and they were able to create these games.
Tranquila! Tranquila! Nós cuidamos disso.
Nice work! Hey, you need a hand?
No, you? Where the hell's Rodrigo?
I don't know, man. Thanks.
Somebody's gotta go find him.
Está tudo sob controle agora. Fica tranquilo.
But they borrowed gameplay elements from the Max Payne 1 and 2 and Red Dead Revolver, that being the prequel to Red Dead
I
Redemption.
imagined the elevator doors opening to a firing squad of muzzles. As far as I could see it, the one thing my plan had going was that no one else would be stupid enough to pull this move.
What have you done with him?
So, when you play Red Dead Redemption, for instance, you've got this Deadeye mechanic, where time slows down and you're able to line up your shots. That came from Red Dead Revolver, or they come from Max Payne 1 and 2, as that also had similar gameplay mechanics. So this is what I'm saying, there's a lot of cross-pollinization. No one knows who did what first, but the thing of it is, on the Rage engine, they became refined, and they became cornerstones within gaming, within the genres that they represented, and you know, the influence the generation of games going forward. But I digress, we're not solely fixated on the Rage engine and you know, its amazing euphoria, ragdoll physics. No, we're not just looking at that. But it's important to mention the other titles that were developed on it because they all kind of feed each other in terms of influence and in terms of look and in terms of gameplay mechanic. But the game we're looking at today is Max Payne 3. Now, Max Payne 3, quite obviously, is a sequel. Max Payne 1 and 2 were developed by completely different teams.
Dragging Bronco along would slow them down, but not much.
In Max Payne 3, however, some of the gameplay elements were carried over into Max Payne 3, such as the Deadeye or bullet time effect, where you could slow down time, line up your shots. This kind of Hong Kong cinema slow motion effect, you know, that was carried over into the
It
sequel.
looked like they were taking him out through the basement. Maybe I still had a shot.
But Max Payne 3 also took advantage of Rage's euphoria ragdoll physics.
Rodrigo was too rich a prize for them to throw away. Sure, I'd have to work hard to get him back, but I knew the bad guys would want the boss alive. Almost as much as I did.
To great effect. So in the game when Max throws himself in the air or over an object, how he lands and reacts to hitting, say, a wall or the floor is very, very realistic, and that's down to the ragdoll physics that Euphoria allowed within the Rage engine. Fantastic, fantastic. I also borrowed a gameplay element from Grand Theft Auto 4, or is it the other way around? We're not really sure because they're developed around the same time. But that is the cover fire mechanic, where you can press up against, say, a wall or behind a couch, that kind of thing, and you can enter a cover stance and you can fire blind, or you can come out of cover and fire. That mechanic belongs to both games also. In terms of how Max Payne 3 actually plays, yeah, Obviously it takes a lot of influence from the previous two games. They themselves took a lot of influence from Hong Kong cinema and Hollywood movies of the 70s and 80s in terms of, you know, car chases, slowdowns.
They weren't far ahead. Once I opened the door, I'd actually have to come up with a plan.
Bombastic action, that kind of thing. Now, if you've played Grand Theft Auto 4, and if you haven't, you really should, well, you know what to expect in Max Payne 3. Basically, all the action sequences in Grand Theft Auto 4, that's what Max Payne 3 is. It's just a huge extended gunfight, really. But it's woven with this great narrative. Like, you kind of pick up a few years after the events of Max Payne 2, and, you know, throughout the game, you're kind of picking up the pieces, kind of figuring out how Max got to where he is now. And, you know, the story is intriguing enough to keep you guessing, keep you going along, and seeing what happens.
I had to keep moving. The great thing about being famous as well as rich is the bad guys know who to kidnap. Another parking lot rattling with gunfire. Was I too late?
So yeah, for the uninitiated, Max Payne 3 is essentially all the gunfights from Grand Theft Auto 4, extended and exaggerated to the point of Hollywood/Hong Kong action movies. Can you imagine that? That's what you're getting. But here at VRified Games, we don't just play classic games, do we?
Yes, for making a video, no.
That's right. See, Max Payne 3 has a first-person mod, a very robust one that allows you to alter FOV, alter camera position, a lot of nice little things you can tweak. Couple that with Vorpx and you get 6 degrees of freedom, first-person war. Now, one of the cool things about this being a Rage engine is that Ralph, creator of Vorpx, is a huge fan, and he put a lot of time into getting profiles for the Rage engine just right. So when you boot up your Max Payne 3, yeah, it feels pretty damn good. Does it feel native? No, nothing on Vorpx really feels native, but it's a damn good middle ground. It's a damn good middle ground. So obviously the profile that Ralph created was made for a third-person game in mind. So we've had to tweak it slightly. It's gone from an immersive screen to a full VR screen, and we've tweaked all the settings to allow for the new first-person perspective. So couple that with the first-person mod, and yeah, oh boy, you got yourselves an interesting time. Oh, not too much more to say, Ed.
Were you saying something? I'm sorry, man. I'm so distracted. I keep checking the Discord for the damn UEVR. When is that going to release? And I don't know, man. Do what you got to do, man. Leave me alone.
Okay. Yeah, alright.
Everything is okay.
Rodrigo was in the van. Maybe it was time to let him out.
So I guess we're gonna leave it there, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you've any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying in the future, put those down below and we will presumably get back to you eventually. You can also follow us on TikTok for our adventures over there, which are basically condensed versions of what we do over here. And yeah, follow us on all social medias. All links will be in the descriptions, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you there also. Alright, VRified Games out.